if I told you that the very thing you think makes you attractive is in fact exactly what's making you weak? The majority of men are completely misunderstanding how to impress women. There's one harsh and uncomfortable truth that creates a divide between the strong and the weak. And the men who come to master this truth don't just become magnetic to women, but they become unstoppable in every area of life. It's a lesson rooted in the teachings of the ancient Stoic philosophers, and today we're going to break it down. Stick around until the very end, because this might be the most powerful realization you'll ever come to. Let's dive in. The thing most men get wrong about attraction is simple. For centuries, the belief has been drilled into us that attraction is built on looks, status, or wealth. And while those aspects might play a role, they're not what lies at the core of true, lasting attraction. The ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they understood something deeper. Something that modern men have lost sight of. Women are not drawn to desperation, they're drawn to self-mastery. Just think about how often you've seen a man chase after a woman, placing her up on a pedestal, believing that if he can just prove himself enough, she'll eventually give him a chance. This mindset never works. Here's the reason why. When you seek validation from outside yourself, you're giving up your power. And the moment you give up that power, you also lose respect. A woman doesn't desire a man who needs her in order to feel whole. She wants a man who already is whole, someone complete on his own. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism comes into play, the Stoic path to unshakable attraction. The Stoics believed that the highest form of strength lies in self-control, the ability to stay calm, composed, and confident no matter what external forces may come your way. When a man gains full control over his emotions, his actions, and his mindset, he becomes impossible to stop. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Here's a truth that many men overlook, even though it's right in front of them. You don't need validation, from women, from society, or from anyone else. The moment you stop chasing approval, that's when you begin to naturally attract it. So, how do you make that shift in the real world? Let's break it down. Number 1, detach from outcomes. One of the biggest traps men fall into is placing way too much emphasis on how a woman responds to them. Whether she likes you or not shouldn't have any bearing on your self-worth. Rather than focusing on impressing others, live a life that genuinely fulfills you. When you are confident, when you live with purpose, when you're grounded, people will feel it and will be drawn toward you. Epictetus said it best. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, and it is won by disregarding things beyond our control. You can't control how others feel about you, but you do control how you show up in the world. Number 2, master emotional control. Too many men allow their emotions to steer their actions, getting frustrated when ignored or acting overly eager when shown interest. That emotional volatility signals neediness, and neediness kills attraction. A Stoic man, however, stays composed. He doesn't allow his emotions to overpower his logic. And when you're able to control yourself, you end up controlling the environment around you. Number 3, stop seeking validation. The more you chase validation, the more you repel it. Women can sense when a man is craving their approval, and that's an instant red flag. Instead, build authentic confidence. Confidence that comes not from attention, but from discipline, from learning, and from experience. As Seneca said, a wise man is content with himself. Be the kind of man who doesn't need anyone, but is desired by everyone, simply because of how grounded he is. Number 4, focus on purpose over pleasure. A man who is driven by a mission becomes unstoppable. When you devote your life to something greater than instant gratification, you begin to turn into a force to be reckoned with. Women are naturally drawn to men with a sense of direction, not to those who make them the center of their entire existence. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Stop talking about being great and start living it." Number 5, the unshakable man. Here's the truth most men don't want to face. You don't attract women by running after them. You attract them by becoming the man they never want to lose. A man who has control over his emotions. A man who doesn't look for approval. A man who is driven by purpose. When you develop these traits, you begin to pull people toward you effortlessly. Not just women, but also success, respect, and endless opportunity. This is the very heart of Stoicism, the key to becoming magnetic, powerful, and truly unstoppable. Your path towards self-mastery is just beginning. Now get out there and make it happen. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.